We are the Lab Doctors. I'm Amanda.
I'm Dorothy.
And I'm Zhao Yong.
We are biomedical researchers who realized we still have a lot to learn about science.
So why not join us on this quest?
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Lab Doctors podcast. So on this week's episode, we're going to talk about
Hair transplant.
Ooh.
Oh.
As in like a transplant from myself or transplant from a host? A host? I'm the host.
What you want?
A donor.
What animal you want? Which animal hair you want?
Oh, I was thinking like corpse.
Oh.
Okay. This hair transplant is specifically from yourself to yourself.
Okay, got it. I'm sorry.
Okay, so a hair transplant is a procedure where you transfer hair from areas with enough hair to an area that has thin or no hair.
Oh.
These procedures have been ongoing since 1950s in the USA, but of course today surgical techniques have improved, so you're in good hands. Today it costs maybe about 4,000 to 15,000.
US dollar.
I don't know this is in what currency, but I heard of someone who did it in Singapore that is about 4,000. I'm like, that's pretty okay for whatever reasons I'm going through later.
Okay.
And they are usually performed by dermatologists or plastic surgeons, so look for the correct doctor.
Does it have to be the root? Like you need the root? I assume you can take your hair and...
Let's go through first why people do hair transplantation.
Because they're balding.
Yes. That's the first reason. Okay, the first one is who's balding?
Men? I guess. Yeah.
Men are balding, so male pattern balding, but also it could be loss of hair from burns,
Right.
injury,
Right.
hormonal imbalances or thyroid diseases, which
Right.
make you probably lose hair, or even like if you're stressed, your diet, whatever lah. Or alopecia areata, probably a kind of alopecia, sorry, I'm not informed. An autoimmune disease that attacks your hair follicles.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so let's go into how these surgeries are done. The more I researched, the more I found techniques. Then I was like a bit confused because I'm like, are they just different names? Okay, so I'm going to go through the two main kinds. The name varies around. The first one is called a follicular unit strip surgery, in short, FUSS.
Oh, okay.
So this is apparently the more common method chosen. So what they do is they take a 6 to 10 inch strip of skin, which is like 10 to 25 cm.
Like depth or like...
No, length. So
Okay.
I imagine like you go from like...
You don't even have depth. You don't even have 10 cm depth of skin.
You're gonna go
What do
into
you
your brain
mean?
already, 10 cm is like...
I don't know. I don't know
You're
how
gonna come
deep
out
it
through
goes.
my eyes.
You know how thin your skin is?
I'm not an anatomist or what. What's
This
that
is
called?
common sense. Anyway, okay, because I haven't finished the sentence.
Sorry.
So a 6 to 10 inch strip of skin from usually the back of your head is removed. And then basically where you make the cut and you remove the skin, right, it can easily be hidden when the surgeon sews your scalp back, and then your other hair will be hiding it.
Oh, right.
Okay, so then this strip of skin, which would contain your hair follicles, would then be divided into 500 to 2,000 tiny grafts, so small pieces. Each graft will contain an individual hair follicle or just a few hair follicles.
Okay.
And then these grafts from the back of your head will be transplanted into the balding areas.
Okay.
And the number and type of graft depends on the hair type, quality, color, and size of the area to transplant. Okay, so that's the first method, FUSS. The second method is called follicular unit extraction. So this is like slightly different. This procedure requires your head to be shaved. Then your follicles will be removed one at a time using tools that are like similar to a hole puncher. So basically you're like punching holes to dig out that hair follicle. One by one, and then you extract the hair follicle and transplant it to a new area, which also you need to like slit a hole to fit in the
Right.
skin graft.
Okay.
Yeah, so the difference is instead of a strip, this one is like individually one by one. So for a normal surgery, it can take like 100 or thousands of hair follicles.
What?
How long does it take?
Yeah.
Okay, so the surgery usually takes about 4 hours at least.
Okay.
But depends, maybe like it can go up to 8 hours or so. I guess it depends on like
How much hair you're
yeah.
moving?
Right.
Okay, then your small holes at the back of your head or wherever you punch it out from will usually recover over time, but your existing hair will eventually cover.
Oh, like around it, the existing hair
Yeah.
around it. Right.
Okay, so methods for burn injuries or alopecia may differ, such as using techniques like scalp reduction or tissue expansion. So these are like the other, maybe not so common methods. So for scalp reduction, they take a small area of the bald skin, right? And then they cut it off. And then they use the skin surrounding that, which naturally still having hair, will then be stitched up to cover the bald area that you have like cut off. Then tissue expansion is similar, but the skin is not removed. So instead what they do is they take some implant, insert it under your scalp where there is hair, and then over a few weeks they will expand the implant so that you will stretch your skin, the skin that has hair. And then your bald area will then be covered with this stretched skin.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, so all these procedures are obviously done under anesthesia. And after the surgery, basically for recovery, your scalp needs to be bandaged. You might feel sore. Stitches will then be removed after 10 days. You will also be given medication to lower chances of infection, given anti-inflammatory medication as well, and medication that provides pain relief. But other than that, you can go to work maybe 5 days later or something.
Oh, with the bandage?
No, the bandage will be taken off already. Okay, other things to expect after surgery include itching, bleeding, swelling of scalp, inflammation of hair follicles, numbness or loss of feeling on scalp, formation of crust where your hair was removed or introduced. Your hair may look unnatural and hopefully not. And also, it's normal for transplanted hair to fall out 2 to 3 weeks after the surgery.
If it falls out, then what's the point?
But the follicle remains, is it?
So it will grow back 8 to 12 months post-surgery. So it sounds like a very long process.
It's like a year.
I'm surprised you'll never have the question of, will the transplanted hair drop off?
I asked that one.
Did you?
I'm like, if it falls out, then what's the point? And then Joey was like, it will grow back.
No, the follicle will remain. So I guess the question is whether or not the follicle will die eventually, is it?
No, but okay. I mean, yes, but male pattern balding, right? Isn't it if you're going to bald, you're going to bald what?
No, but the follicle is different, right?
Yes.
That's why it's male pattern baldness, because there are only certain areas where the follicle is getting attacked by DHT.
Yes.
Because it has the receptors.
Oh. So basically, in male pattern baldness only, I'm going to cover this only. This is the primary type of hair loss in males. And as Zhao Yun said, it's caused by this hormone called dihydrotestosterone, in short DHT. This is a product when testosterone is broken down. So quite commonly, the hair follicles on the top of the scalp are sensitive to dihydrotestosterone. And if you see male pattern balding, right, usually they have no hair at the top and then they still have hair at the sides and the back of their head. And it's a clear pattern. So the amazing thing is that the follicles at the back and the sides of your head are not sensitive to dihydrotestosterone. So actually, when you take the hair follicles from the back of your head and transplant it to the front, even though your body still will have testosterone and dihydrotestosterone, the follicles will not die off and then your hair will not bald.
Right.
To me, it's this is genius.
What about the other follicles that eventually would be attacked? Then you just keep transplanting upwards.
Yeah, I guess so.
Oh.
That's expensive.
It's just 4,000. 4,000 for a head full of hair. I would do it.
I can buy a laptop with that.
You can buy 2.
Or you can have a head full of hair. Instead of buying all the products that's reduce hair loss, that might not work.
That's true.
This sounds pretty foolproof to me.
I don't know if you all have watched the Try Guys video.
Yeah.
Zach? His name Zach? Yeah. But I think his one is not just this. It's he did the tattoo thing also. So you can fill in the areas that look bald.
No, that was initially.
With black ink?
Yeah, with black ink. Before they do everything. So it's kind of the short term.
Yeah.
That's what girls do for makeup. They color their balding areas at the forehead.
It's how you fill in your eyebrows,
Yeah, to make it look like you got more hair. There's even the brushes that are they look like they got prongs, and then you can just draw your shape of your eyebrow or draw the shape of your hair. Okay, then my next question was, can women undergo hair transplant? Because as we know, my hair is pretty thin and obviously I have a bald spot since I was young.
I think it's all of us. I feel stress.
No, I had it since I was young. Just very little hair, thin hair, and a bald spot.
Me also. It's genetics though. My mom's side of the family, the females have quite thin hair.
I don't know where I got my thin hair from. Maybe from the dustbin. From the dustbin. Anyway, can women undergo hair transplant?
Why not? I feel the idea should be the same, right? You can transplant hair from other parts of your head that isn't as...
No.
Okay.
Good guess. Okay, basically, yes. Like what you said, yeah, I mean, it's just transplanting hair to different places, But for women, instead of male pattern baldness where the pattern is very clear, right? Women's hair loss is usually all over the place.
Oh.
You don't see women balding only at the top of their head.
Okay.
Or you don't really see a receding hairline there, obviously.
Okay.
Because you lose hair all over the place. Maybe it's the hormones, maybe it's tying of your hair too much, or in tight ponytails, pulling of your hair using harsh hair products over extended periods of time, these can cause thinning hair.
I used to tie my hair a lot in like primary school. Like very tight, like always ponytail. I think that's why like my bald spot is like at the ponytail area.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't really tie my hair very tight. It's very painful.
Not tight, but I always tie it, I think.
Because
I think
you
that's
have to tie your hair in primary school.
even at home.
No, I don't tie my hair at home.
Maybe short hair lor. If tying your hair is the issue, then like maybe short hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short hair. Yeah, I think short hair. Because when your hair is too long also, like my hairdresser always say, your hair is too long. You pull on your roots and then your hair will drop more. But yeah, so for women, it's actually a bit difficult to transplant hair from one place to another. So usually for women, the treatment is just to like increase your hair growth naturally.
By like all these serums and stuff.
Yeah. And also, hair transplant is not for everyone. So women with widespread pattern hair loss is difficult and not recommended. Also, those without enough donor hair, like me, who already has thin hair, like where do you want me to shift my hair to? Those who also easily form keloids, which are the thick fibrous scars after surgery or injury.
Oh no.
So maybe it's like if you do the strip one, then you might, or like maybe the hole punch method will also cause you to form.
Right.
Or those who lost hair due to medication like chemotherapy.
Shit. Can you like transplant from like your eyebrow to your head?
Oh, I think you can transplant from another part of your body.
But it wouldn't grow too long also.
But
Right? Remember we did the eyebrows episode or like why does
there's
hair
a
stop
limit.
growing?
Yeah, I was thinking of people who have scars on their eyebrow, right?
Oh yeah,
Then I want to transplant my eyebrow to cover the scar. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's a battle scar.
I don't know.
It'd be cool in the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah, I think actually I think it looks kind of cool.
But yeah, I think for like those, maybe like those with burns more, you would more likely have to use like hairs from other part of your body.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're like just normal balding person, then you just get from your head lah.
Yeah.
So will you do it?
I'm just thinking now, okay, maybe like I cannot make my head fuller, but can I cover my balls?
From another place.
Yeah, I mean like just take. I feel like the bottom, you know, like just above your neck. You just take like those few lah. Then the hairline is a bit higher. Is it very
weird.
obvious? I don't
When
know.
you tie your hair, if your hairlines are higher, will it be weird?
But who's to say where the supposed hairline is supposed to be, you know? Like I never realized people's hairline.
And like not as if people taking photos of your back that often.
Yeah.
So like there's no paper trail, you know. People can be like,
Hey,
10 years ago it was like a lot lower.
Yeah, maybe. I just wouldn't do it if I had to shave my hair bald.
Right.
I think you're just self-conscious, honestly.
Really?
Because I also felt very self-conscious when I had like shoulder length hair. But I think it's like just because I'm self-conscious about myself. That's why I think you're self-conscious about yourself.
But anyway.
Hope that info helps.
I would recommend my family to do if they have malepatternbaldness.
Okay.
It sounds pretty foolproof to me for $4,000.
I mean like there are probably risks also lah, but
Yeah.
you know, probably not too high I guess.
But if you're a very serious one, like it runs in your genes so bad, then you might want to do it.
True.
Or if you don't care, just don't do it. Like I said, my dad had no hair his whole life, so...
And as usual, follow us on Spotify and subscribe to our YouTube channel because it really helps us out.
You can also follow us on our social media, Instagram, Twitter or Facebook, and feel free to DM us any questions.
Alternatively, you can email us at thelabdoctors@gmail.com. We'll post all the links in the episode description, so check them out if you're interested. Thank you!
Bye!